do unto others as you would have them do unto you. When I was reflecting on this passage last night, it's one of my favorite passages. It's so jam-packed with different metaphors. I could be hours practicing any one of these sentences. And do not judge me, do not forgive, and as you are forgiven. I mean, any one of these lines is enough to give a hour sermon. But I had to select a very hard, and it's all about recognizing how much God has poured out to us, and to move ourselves from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset. That God is asking us to not break the flow, if you would, the flow of God's love to us, and to be a conduit for that love that he gives to us to others as well, to not hold on to it out of some sort of stinginess, some sort of like mindset. And so how he comes across is love your enemies. And you could say, well, how could you possibly? But we can't see this as a moral challenge, but as a divine flow. Flow of God's flowed from us to them. And that why would I do anything other than that? Because I have an abundance of love to share. So let me give a metaphor to hold on to this. So if I asked you, Rose, for a glass of water, and you only had a glass of water for yourself. I said, can I have a glass of water? And you're looking at the one glass of water you have. You might say, well, I can have half a glass because I only have a half a glass. Then I'll keep a half. If you like me well enough, you might share the glass. If you don't like me, you go like, no, go get your own water. Right? You say, no, go, right? If you was mine, you didn't know each other. But if you know each other and love each other, you might share what you have, but it's like you're taking from what is mine and you're giving. Now, if on the other hand, you had a bucket of water and I asked you for water, you would say, sure, okay, if you know me. Now, if you don't know me and I'm a stranger, you go like, well, get your own bucket. Because I got to feed my family with this bucket of water is all I have. Now, if on the other hand, you had a reservoir, then you would be like, sure. But if you had an ocean of fresh water, and you wouldn't even think twice about it. It wouldn't even be a second of thought. You would say, sure, absolutely. Because why? Because you have no fear that there's more where that comes from. There's an abundance. That's the mindset that Jesus is trying to switch them from. Is that we are called to think of the love that God gives to us. It comes from an abundance of such great an ocean of water of love that we will never, ever run out. So don't be stingy with anyone, not only just with your friends or your family, but with every single person you meet. Why? Because there is so much more where that came from. Now, at first, we might measure this giving of our love that we've received out of their merit. Like they deserve this love because they are good to me or good to other people. But the Lord says no. Because even everyone else, that's what other people do. I want you to be reckless with your sharing of the love. To give away, especially those who hate you. Give an example of how it didn't work. Look what happened to Charlie Kirk this way. This is crazy. That somebody takes his life because he disagrees with them. This is the exact opposite of what we want to do. We want to be an ocean. So what must we do now? We must stop. Not condemn, yes, we have to condemn that murder, but we must love those people who did that. So I don't know why you did it, but we're going to love you to change. We're going to love the people who disagree with us. Why? Because it doesn't matter. I want to give you what this ocean of water that represented by the tabernacle. That what we do here is this ocean of love. We can't be stingy, because if we're stingy, more of these ugly acts of violence and hatred are going to continue. So how do we bring that? I understand we're not necessarily directly involved in any of that. I get that. But every word that we share that is of anger and disagreement is in fact into that stinginess. We need to be the purveyors of love and kindness in everything that we do and everything that we say online or in person. That's what we're called to do. So how does that come in? That everyone who we interact today, whether they give to us in kindness or not, we give back in generosity and love. Like the hard part is when we say hello to somebody, say, hey, good morning, and they don't smile back. You tend to, inside you got this reaction, well, how hard would it have been to smile? We must give it away. Expect nothing in return. To love others and expect nothing in return. Now, I get that may seem hard because it offends our sensibilities. But understand today, 9/11, we remember the ultimate act of violence and hatred against our country and our freedom. What we need to do is shower those people with love. That is the only thing that's going to convert their hearts. Not more violence, not more guns, not more planes that bomb other people. More love will convert them, not more hatred. That's the core message of the gospel. So in our daily life, let's be very, very conscious of every word we say, of every action we have. Let it be from an ocean of love that we receive God's love. There is no room for stinginess. There is only room for abundance of love, including our enemies who want our demise. That is the only thing Jesus says will convert souls. And that is what we celebrate at our table today. Be part of the flow of the ocean of God's love.